For my media products, it is important that I collect the information that is most important for the benefit of my products. This is done through a number of ways, which include things like audience surveys and questionnaires. These give you the vital feedback that I needed in order to create the best products that I could, which is shaped by what your target audience has to say. When working on products like my magazine, billboard, and website, I was able to gather feedback on things like what the audience thought was the best name for the magazine, which then helped me create the magazine from there. This is evident as in my audience survey, I listed names which I thought may appeal to people, but it was evident which names were the best. This is because all the votes focused on Rotherham Scout and Rotherham Highlight. This meant that I had to make the final decision on which name I thought would suit my original magazine, which is why I decided to go with Rotherham Scout. Another question that I asked my audience via my audience survey was what they enjoyed about reading magazines. From this question, it was clear to see the things that people were finding most appealing about magazines. These included music, sports, and things that are happening in their local area. The- These are important things because they highlight popular interests within our society, which helps to sell more copies of a magazine because things like music, sports, and local events are popular among many people. I also asked about the type of things that people might read if they were between the ages of 18 and 65, which included choices like regional, gossip, film, and sports magazines. I chose to do this as I would then incorporate aspects from those magazines into my regional magazine, as the question would help to highlight what things are popular, which could benefit my magazine. One other question that I asked about in my audience survey was what they read magazines for. I decided to ask this question as I felt that it would reflect the type of audience that could possibly read my magazine, as well as help me to decide what type of things, such as articles, that could appeal to people. This was an idea that was thought of in order to seek out the type of people that might have been attracted to the idea of a regional magazine that is based in Rotherham. Some of the advantages of doing a survey is that I am able to gather statistical data that is very relevant and significant to what I am trying to find out, as well as having multiple variants that can be analysed. Another benefit of using surveys is that you are able to ask many types of questions and get both qualitative and quantitative data. This is done by asking questions that are based on people's viewpoints and opinions, or you can also ask questions that are based on getting short answers that are based on numbers and stats. This gives you a wide variety of answers and answer types which help you to make a decision as to what is going on the magazine. On the other hand, surveys can also have negatives, like the fact surveys cannot be changed throughout the process, which can mean that the information can become outdated or not relevant to the question that has been asked. Another negative is that sometimes the questions that are asked can often be too generalized, which means that they have to accommodate the wider population, which could lead to the question not taking into account the more specific details of a question that may hold more importance. I targeted my audience in many ways as I made sure that I made it clear to them who the target audience for the magazine is. I did this through my questions, which included questions that mentioned the age range of the magazine, which helps the people taking the survey to understand who the magazine will be aimed at. I also made sure that the questions were relevant for a magazine which was aiming at a younger audience.